Good morning, Mr. Gracholski.
Oh, sir.
Sir, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
On October 23rd, 2024, the officer made contact with the complainant who stated he had a package delivered through FedEx at the residence at that time and had received an email confirmation with a timestamp and a picture of the package. The complainant stated he observed the defendant via camera footage at the front of the residence pick up the package the same day. The complainant observed the defendant observe the package and then take it inside the residence where both resided. The complainant observed the defendant place the package on the stairwell, pick the package back up, and then go inside the defendant's room. The officer made contact with the defendant. The defendant stated he did not take anything that wasn't his. The defendant stated the package was his toothpaste that he ordered and that he threw the packaging in the trash bin when asked for proof of it was his package. The defendant stated he deletes all his order receipts when he receives them. The total was $189.05.
Okay. They live together.
They lived together, Your Honor, and the complainant had ordered a package and the package was sitting outside of the front door and of the residence that they shared.
Okay.
And the defendant grabbed the package that was the complainant and went into his room. That's what's alleged. And then officers asked him if it was proof.
Well, a lot of people, if my wife gets a package, I get it and I bring it inside and I put it in my, in the room. Did he open the package? Do we know, did he misappropriate conversion?
Last night, so he was able to view the surveillance of the defendant taking the package, and then he told me that he asked the defendant twice if he had the package and if he did to return it, and the defendant said he did not have the package.
Okay, that's a different story. I mean, if you take it and you say, hey, I'm not going to give it back, then that's one thing. But I grab packages for people all the time and I'll hold it and give it to my next door neighbor. Okay, Mr. Gracholski, now's not the time. I've got a bunch of DAs here. Anything you say, they're going to use it against you to prove guilt. It's not the time. We'll have you speak to a lawyer. You can explain your side to the lawyer. And at that point, they can, speak to the DAs and then, but that way it's really to protect you. Tell me about yourself. Are you working? What do you?
I had a stroke.
Okay.
And
Who do you
work? I go around to the doctors and Walmart and the
So you don't-
YMCA. That's about it.
You don't have any kind of employment then, I would presume.
No, sir.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to.
Did you want to, I'm assuming you would like a court-appointed lawyer?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, Morgan, what's the status of the relationship? Are they still living together? Does the complainant want to have contact with him?
Yes, they're still living together. I don't think, just speaking with the complainant, I don't think there's an issue with contact. I don't think he doesn't want to not have contact with the defendant, and he just wants the package back.
Excuse me. It's a boarding house. There's 8 people living there.
Okay.
I'm just one of them.
Got it. My only concern is I don't want any more bad blood. If you talk to this person and they're angry with you, I don't want anything worse to happen. And so my concern is, what if they get angry? You guys get into a fight and it just erupts into something it shouldn't. So that's my concern, is whether you guys should have contact. So I am going to order you as a condition of your bond not to have any threatening or harassing contact with this person and not to be in possession of weapons. And as long as you can abide by these conditions, you and I will be fine. I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria. I'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, and I'll have you speak to an attorney here momentarily. All right?
Sure.
There to sign a receipt and then to the jury box. Can you file that, please, Alex? No contact or no threatening or harassing, no new cases, no weapons. Johnny Joe Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez, you're charged with assault, 2 counts of assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. On each of those cases, we're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. The complainant and the defendant are dating. On October 20th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a family assault. The first complainant stated she had a verbal argument with the defendant, and the first complainant stated they had a tussle with shoe boxes and were throwing them at each other. The officer observed the first complainant to have a busted lip, bruising, red marks on her face, and scratches on her arms. The first complainant did not want to speak with the officers. The second complainant stated she heard the first complainant and the defendant arguing. The second complainant stated that when she came out of her room, she observed the defendant grab the first complainant from her hair and throw her around. The second complainant stated she approached the defendant and told him to leave. The second complainant stated the defendant used both of his hands and pushed the second complainant from her face. The second complainant stated she fell to the floor, causing pain.
All right. Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward on both of your cases. Let's see, are there protective orders? One is a dating relationship. What is the relationship of the other complaining witness? Because I see there's a protective order on one, but there's not a protective order on the second one, yet it's still alleged as a family member.
It's the stepdaughter, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you guys want a protective order?
It's a DVD case, Your Honor, so we'd have to email Conrad.
Okay, I think that you should, if you don't mind, please file one. We'll put one on file just in case.
This is what defendant.
Hernandez.
Hernandez,
Yeah, Johnny Joe Hernandez. So, Mr. Hernandez, it looks like there's a protective order on the first case, which identifies as Abby Penablanca as a protected individual. I'm now issuing another protective order on AM. It's just initials because it appears it may be a juvenile.
Yes, Your Honor.
So as a result, this person is now a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is a stalking statute. You cannot stalk, threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where they live or where they work. Do you understand? If you violate this condition, the state can and will file additional cases against you, a violation of a protective order, and it's one of the worst misdemeanor cases you can pick up. Do you understand? No violence anymore. You got out of jail because we gave you a free bond. If you pick up a new case, you violate these conditions, I'm telling you now, I'll make your bond $5,000 to $10,000 on each of those cases. And if you don't have anyone to pony up that money, you'll be stuck like Chuck in custody until these cases are over with. Do you understand?
Sure.
What do you do for a living? We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you first. Well, I don't know. Do you have them up yet or no, Steph? I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset, and then I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box while we get all your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go. Be careful while you're out there, because no more chances. Please, on both.
Yes, Your Honor.
You said Treadwell, right?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Page 15.
You are on bond for DWI, and now you've picked up another DWI. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, man.
Yes, Judge. On October 23rd, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a major one-car vehicle accident in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with a witness who observed the motor vehicle had left the scene, but was still blocking a moving lane of traffic and had struck a school zone signpost. The officer also observed the defendant's motor vehicle had crashed in the direction moving against the flow of traffic, and the witness identified the defendant as the driver. EMS saw the defendant in the driver's seat of the crashed vehicle with her feet sticking out and the engine still running. Upon contact with the defendant, the officer observed bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and unsteady balance on the defendant's person, along with a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, and general disorientation and slow responses. When asked about the accident, the defendant stated she may have fallen asleep, but did not remember the crash occurring. The defendant admitted to drinking and consuming Adderall, and she said that she was the sole occupant and operator of the motor vehicle. The officers recovered 2 open alcoholic beverage containers from the passenger side floorboard.
Drinking while driving?
Yes, Your Honor. And 4 unopened containers. Standard field sobriety tests were performed, HGN 4 out of 6, walk and turn 8 out of 8, and 1 leg stand 3 out of 4. A blood warrant was drafted and executed.
And Judge, on the first DWI, the lab results came back as 0.286.
0.026.
0.206, because there's a big difference. Is it 0.26?
Yes, 0.286. Yes, Judge. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
That is a very high blood test. Can you run an NCIC? I'd like to know what other kind of criminal history she has, number one. Number two, did we have her sign a no driving affidavit on the first one? Because if she did, I'm going to have a contempt hearing.
I don't see a no driving affidavit on the file, Your Honor.
Yeah, well, her driver's license wasn't eligible though on the second DWI.
Probably because of the first and the ALR. Ms. Treadwell, I want you to be perfectly clear about something. I'm going to do everything in my power to protect the citizens of Harris County. Every single day, someone dies because of a DWI in Harris County. And I will do everything in my power to protect my city. And if that means putting you in custody because you repeatedly flaunt our bond conditions, so be it. Now, I'm going to revoke your bond and I'm taking you in. And now, if you do get out, you will have a strict curfew of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And I'm forbidding you from going within a car at all. You will now be signing an affidavit. And if I find that you drive, and I don't care what your reason is, I don't care if Jesus comes down and tells you he needs to ride to church, you get into a car and drive, I will have a contempt hearing. Every time you get into a car, it's up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine. On one ankle, you will get a GPS monitor. On your other ankle, you're going to get a scram device. So I know that you're not consuming alcohol. As it stands now, I'm revoking your bonds and I'm putting them both at $25,000. Do you understand? She goes with you. Good morning, Mr. White. Sir, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On December 30th, 2023, in Harris County, Texas, the officer was dispatched to an emergency room where the officer met with the complainant. The complainant and the defendant had got into a verbal altercation and the complainant said she was leaving. The defendant grabbed the complainant by her shoulders, shaking her. The defendant grabbed the complainant's head and hit it against the dresser while she was trying to get her clothes out. The complainant had a large cut on her forehead and needed approximately 10 stitches. The doctor at the emergency room said the complainant sustained a serious bodily injury.
So it's not a felony, serious bodily injury case? Whenever there's serious bodily injury, they can charge you with a felony. You could be looking at up to 2 to 20 into prison. Are you on probation or parole at this time? Mr. White, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. If I find that you're using any kind of dope, illegal dope, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. I'm also ordering you not to have any contact with this complaining witness. If I find that you do, likewise, I'm going to put you in jail. A protective order has been issued in this case. I would get to know it. If you violate the protective order, and it doesn't matter what your intent is, they will file additional charges against you, and you'll be looking at violation of protective order. If you violate those conditions, I can hold you at no bond. Zero bond until this case is over with, and I will do it in a heartbeat to protect every person. Do you understand? Oh, no contact and no weapons, please. Or you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna have him monitored by pre-trial to make sure he's not using. What do you do for a living, Mr. White?
I work at Tesla. In the furnace department, I burn the aluminum to make parts for the Cybertruck for the company.
We're gonna reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm gonna have you go to Victoria Center reset. After that, we're gonna have you take your seat in the jury box. You will meet with pre-trial for your bond conditions. They're going to randomly test you. If you fail to go take a test, when they call you to take a test, you're going to go to jail. Do you understand? Because I will revoke the bond. No more PR bonds. All right.
I'm good. Good to
It's
see
been a
you.
while.
I love the suit.
It's new. Well, we're trying to be festive.
I get it. I love it. I have a guy named Mr. Henderson who needs bond conditions.
Did you just get out of custody? Okay, do you mind bringing him up?
Once it's on page 32, Your Honor.
Oh, it's still in the jail then?
They're still showing in jail.
Yeah, I see it. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Henderson. Sir, you're charged with terroristic threat. This is a Class B misdemeanor. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On August 23rd, 2024, the witness, the defendant's girlfriend, began receiving multiple phone calls from the defendant, who is, I apologize, the witness's ex-husband. The witness stated that the calls came around 21:30 hours on August 23rd, 2024, and observed the phone calls to be coming from both the defendant's phone number and from a no-caller ID number. The complainant answered the phone and advised the defendant to leave them alone. However, the defendant began to argue with the complainant. The witness then grabbed her phone and began recording the conversation as it had become more aggressive. The defendant then began to threaten the complainant by saying, "You don't want none, I'll kill you, your wife and all your kids and your stepkids. Play with me, I'll kill you and your stepkids. Play with me, bitch." Based on the previous incident between the witness and the defendant, the complainant feels these threats to be credible and fears for his life. The officer was able to speak with the defendant regarding the case, who declined to provide any comment.
So who is Simeon Sims? Who is that?
The new boyfriend of ex-wife.
Mr. Henderson, I don't want you to have any contact with this person. Do you understand?
Sure.
I'm ordering you not to have any contact and not to be in possession of weapons. As long as you can abide by these conditions, you and I will be fine. If I find that you become a danger to the community, I'm just going to lock you up. You will not get any more PR bonds.
Sure.
You understand? Okay. So you have a lawyer. Good job on having a lawyer. Because you have one, I will waive your appearance, but it's your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Adams. He will tell you when you have to go back to court.
Sure.
If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm not asking much here.
Yes, sir.
Just want to save community. That's all I want.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria. After that, I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it and you'll be free to go. Okay?
Thank you, Your
Thank you,
Honor.
Mr. Adams. You too. Gold, come on up.
Pushing on Cameron Newell, I can give you the cause number. 2535114, he's present as well. He's not going to be driving. We're requesting you remove the interlock and get a portable device instead with an NDA. Also, you require to scram and a GPS with a night exclusion zone, not allowing him to drive at night. He's not going to be driving at all. We're requesting the scram and the GPS removed. I believe those are overburdensome at this point, and the portable with a blow schedule is sufficient at this time.
Do it for, well, he's got the prior manslaughter where he, yeah, and
Well, no driving, I don't see how that's going to
hey,
affect
I'm
us.
okay with giving you the portable device. Oh,
But a portable, a scram, and a GPS, I mean, he's turning into a robot, Judge.
yeah, as a result of a motor vehicle. Now he's picked up another DWI where,
I totally understand the concern of driving, but he will not be driving at all.
how do I know that? How do I know that?
I mean, how's the GPS going to show he'd be driving or a scram? That has nothing to do
But
with
the
driving.
interlock will.
But he's not, I understand that.
The interlock will show me if he's driving, because if he tries to get in the car and he blows into the thing, it's going to show who's blowing into it and who's operating it, you know? That's why I have it. And I'm paying for everything for him.
Yes, sir.
He's not one dime is coming out of his pocket, you know? I don't want him out in the middle of the night. That's why we did that, right? I get it if it's overburdensome, but I already have one death on our hands. I don't want another one.
Yes, Judge.
And I'm paying everything for him. In time, if he shows me that we can trust him, then I'm more amenable to things. But now it's been what, a week?
It's very new.
Sorry?
It's very new.
It's been 2 weeks, and you know, my concern is he killed someone last year. And now we have another DWI. In between all that, he has an assault of a family member and he has another felony assault. Come up, Mr. Newell.
There's another issue as well. He went to get the GPS and the scram, and they said there was an issue and wouldn't put it on. I looked through his condition.
Oh, now we have a problem.
Yeah.
Now we have a problem, because now it's very possible I'm putting you into custody for not getting your stuff within the time you're supposed to get it.
Still have one more day today, sir. But I did go and they emailed that I did show up. I did show up to get my scram yesterday and I was not in the system.
Order in the court,
They said that they
please.
emailed the court, said that I showed up to do it.
Hey, Felicia, can you check out Mr. Newell and see what the issue is, please? You're asking me to take stuff up. He don't even have anything on.
He was trying, Judge. He went there.
I got my
They
GPS on.
denied him.
That's the only thing they put on.
So he went there. I mean, he got the GPS, he's doing everything he's supposed to, Your Honor.
I don't own a vehicle.
My concern is public safety. You have a manslaughter from last year, a felony assault, and another assault. And now you have a DWI. You're crashing and burning before our eyes. And what I don't want you to do is leave a wake of destruction in your path. That's what's happening. And I'm going to do everything in my power to stop it. If it's an inconvenience to you to have this, every day there's a death in Harris County because of alcohol-related collisions. It's not going to happen on my watch. Do you understand, Mr. Newell? And if it's an inconvenience to you,
Trying to do it
the
out.
other thing is a lot of the other judges here would make you pay for it. And for this, you'd probably be in the hole around $1,200 a month. I'm paying for you so that there's no excuse. And you still have yet to have the device on.
As of now, he's currently in compliance. He does have one more day to obtain that device.
Why, he's saying they kicked him out.
Yes, I see the email right here. That's not stated on here. It was stated that.
So let-
But he has conditions of bond and told to apply with the IID condition. He stated to our officer that he lost his job, but we did not have a card until the DWI. Does not have money to hire an attorney. He got his GPS and said that he will pick up his scram device, or he said that yesterday. And then I don't have any reports following that.
So he's here now. Let's send him down to pretrial to get everything right now.
I'll send him a report.
Okay, we're sending you right now to get everything right now.
Yes, we just,
The only thing, Mr. Newell, the only thing I'm asking you to do is don't kill someone, man. That's all I'm asking you to do, you know? God forbid you dig yourself into a 50-year hole because of some catastrophic event. I'm trying everything in my power to prevent that from happening. Do you understand? So that's all I want. In time, if you show me that we can trust you, and it's not just, okay, I'm all better, I'm gonna be little bunny jumping in the woods. No, I need proactivity to show me that you appreciate everything, then we can talk. But at this time, with the kind of criminal history you have and the fact that we have a death in 23, no, I don't think that this is unreasonable. You understand? All right, just go ahead, take a seat. We're gonna send you down now to get your stuff. You gotta have it on by at the latest tomorrow. If not, it's not gonna go well. Do you understand?
And just to be clear, you're allowing the changing from the interlock to the portable since he doesn't have a vehicle?
No,
He
no.
doesn't have a vehicle to put it in, Your Honor.
So whose vehicle was this that he was driving?
That's.
Are you Dad? Come on up, Dad. Thank you so much for coming. We have quite a bit of issues with Mr. Newell. And it seems that most of them are related to drug and alcohol issues. And I want to prevent anything further from happening that endangers the public. And my fear is that, does he live with you now?
Yes.
If there's a car at the house, he has access to it. And the problem is that when the cat's away, the mice will play. So if he has access to it, I'm scared that he's going to use it in a way that, and so that's why I ordered him to put the interlock for any vehicle that's at the house that he's staying. I'm paying for it, so it's not going to be anything coming out of your pockets, but my fear is that he just takes the car and something happens that's catastrophic. And I'm trying to prevent that from happening. So that's why I've ordered it. Like I said, nothing's coming out of your pocket. You guys don't have to pay for anything. I just want to make sure that if he gets into a car, we know about it. And that's the only way that I know. Okay?
Interlocks.
And my concern, Your Honor, he doesn't have any bond conditions and the car won't start if it's not blown into. So you're saying he's going to have to start blowing into it as well and he's not allowed to, so he can't drink any alcohol as well, so the father has bond conditions? He's legally allowed to have a beer and go driving if he's under the limit and he has a normal use of the mental and physical faculties.
Get it?
But now he's going to have restrictions on him and he doesn't have.
I want to make sure that Mr. Newell's not driving, you know? I mean, have you seen the record? We have a death last year. 2 assaults, and now we have a DWI second. I told him that if he's proactive with showing me that he's tackling everything in a mature and adult way, then we can talk about bond conditions in the future. But it seems that with the wake of destruction that he's left with the last 2 years, 2 to 3 years, it's really concerning, you know, and I feel that he's deteriorating before our eyes, and I don't want it to happen anymore. And, you know, my fear is that something happens catastrophic. He gets into a car and just takes off and does something that's just, you can't dig yourself out of. That's all, that's my fear. And I don't want it to happen, you know?
Okay.
I'm sorry, but Mr. Gold, we'll talk in a couple months. If he's doing well, proactive, come back and we can talk.
So
I'm
the
never-
conditions are staying.
I
mean, you see my concern that it's now impacting his father since it's not his cars. I understand your concern, obviously, Judge. I just have to advocate for my client and his father doesn't even have conditions.
I'm not begrudging you for it, Mr. Gold. I never will.
The question, Your Honor, though, is does he need a second interlock now? Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to pay for everything for you, okay? So that it's nothing out of your guys' pocket, okay? Just make sure he's not driving. He signed an affidavit not to drive. If he drives, I can have a contempt hearing and he's facing 6 months every time he drives. So please, okay?
Okay.
Good luck to you. If you ever need anything, come back to us, talk to us. We're happy to help you in any way and anything you need, okay?
Okay, thank
All
you.
right, happy Halloween.
Thank you. Are you excused?
Just now, approach again.
Yes, sir.
This is on call bill, DWI.
maybe I'm overdoing it, but the state has offered me time served or probation. I'm trying to get a PTI, and I need to get Nathan Beadle a package.
Yeah, but we've been working on it for quite a while. Is Mr. Bell here?
Yes, he's present.
Has he completed the package yet?
No.
Come up, Mr. Bell. I got to imagine that you've asked him several times to complete it.
Yeah, it's on me this week. He was waiting on my call, and I just got extremely busy. But the state deal offered me probation or time served.
Okay, we'll give you another 2 weeks, but at that point, if it's not done, I'm gonna hold him day for day until it gets done. Mr. Bell, good morning, sir.
Sir, good morning.
Shh. They have a program called pretrial intervention, where if you are granted entry into and you complete it successfully, the DWI gets dismissed. However, one of the main factors is your prior criminal history. Your history is thick, it's significant. So I will tell you, it's never a no, but the more history you have, the harder it is. But like anything in life, if you put your heart and soul into it, you're going to get the moon, sun, stars. So the better your packet, the more likelihood you have of getting into the program. If you bring stuff on a bar napkin with your criminal history, it's going to be a no. So do a kick-ass package, and then you have a better chance of getting in.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
Yes, sir.
Your case is old, so we will give you 2 weeks. If you have it done, if you have it turned in by the next 2 weeks, we'll set you for an evaluation. If you don't have it done, you're out of time.
Make it happen, Your Honor.
Okay? Okay, sir.
Thank you.